gotta put the time in. Wake up, Billy's. Wake up, Billy's. Voice our opinion and place your calling. WB. Be yourself, see yourself. This is a show, my people. Billy's our hope, so to needless reason. Nobody feel left out, is the vibe we dealing. Let's find a solution. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Love, respect, unselfishness and cooperation. Pick up the phone. Why wait till the time calling? It's the show with no matter even if you're at home. Just call in, call in, call in. Wake up, Billy's. Wake up, Billy's. Another day is here. Wake up, Billy's. Wake up, Billy's. We gotta keep moving. Na 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 na. Wake up, Billy's. Wake up, Billy's. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Billy's. Wake up, Billy's. Voice our opinion and place your calling. WB. Be yourself, see yourself. This is a show, my people. Billy's our hope, so to needless reason. Nobody feel left out, is the vibe we dealing. Let's find a solution. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Love, respect, unselfishness and cooperation. That's how we need to build a strong nation. We are the people to make the changes. We are the changes. WB. And all the things that will feel happen and not got blue skies. And nothing that people get victimized. Let's work together for better. We got to unite. Billy's here. Wake up, Billy's. Wake up, Billy's. Another day is here. Wake up, Billy's. Wake up, Billy's. We gotta keep moving. Na 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 na. Wake up, Billy's. Wake up, Billy's. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Billy's. Wake up, Billy's. Voice our opinion and place your calling. WB. Wake up, Billy's. Wake up, Billy's. Wake up, Billy's. Wake up, Billy's. Another day is here. Wake up, Billy's. Wake up, Billy's. We gotta keep moving. Na 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 na. Wake up, Billy's. Wake up, Billy's. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Billy's. Wake up, Billy's. Voice our opinion and place your calling. WB. Be yourself, see yourself. This is the show, my people. Billy's our hope, so to needless reason. Nobody feel left out, is the vibe we dealing. Let's find a solution. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Love, respect, unselfishness and cooperation. That's how we need to build a strong nation. We are the people to make the change.
Good morning, Belize. Welcome to the WB Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes for today, Tuesday, the 18th of March, 2025. Wherever you are on this Tuesday morning, we hope that you are of great health, your energy levels are full, your vibrations positive, and of course, we hope you have time to spend with us here. This is Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes, the Reef Week edition. This happens annually. We celebrate the reef, so if you're looking at us and our surroundings look different, unusual, it's because we are not in our house, we are riverside. Halover Creek, actually, right near the harbor at the Spooner's Reggae Cafe, where we will be hosting WB for the rest of the week. And while it is still WB, it's just seasoned differently, just a little bit differently. I'm your host, Mose Hyde, and as always, we've got to welcome everybody where they listen to Creme Radio, everybody where they watch XTV, and everybody where got with Pane apps and Pane various social media streams. It is great to have you here, and to those getting us via simulcast coverage. Right now, we are going to lift off the ground with what we call the warm-ups, the preliminaries on this Tuesday morning. That means that we get you up to date with what's happening in the news. But before we do that, we've got your weather forecast, and that forecast information, as always, comes from the National Meteorological Service. And this morning, we've got forecaster Tariq Matthews to tell us all about today's forecast.
Belize, generally fair weather conditions prevail. The 24-hour forecast, variably cloudy skies today and tonight. Showers will be isolated, mostly over the southern coast. Elsewhere, little to no rainfall is expected. The maximum temperatures for today will reach 83 degrees Fahrenheit along the coast, 87 inland and 72 up in the hills. The low temperatures for tonight will be around 72 degrees Fahrenheit along the coast, 66 inland, and 61 up in the hills. The winds will be from the north-northeast at 10 to 20 knots with higher gusts, and the sea conditions will be moderate to rough. A small craft caution remains in effect for occasionally gusty winds and locally rough seas. Operators of small craft are advised to exercise caution. A low tide will occur this morning at 6:05, a high tide just before midday at 11:50, another low tide tonight at 7:11, and another high tide early tomorrow morning at 1:06. The sun rose this morning at 5:58 and will set this evening at 6:03. The moon will set this morning at 8:26 and will rise tonight at 9:48. In the fire risk forecast, the risk for forest or bushfires will be low. The outlook for Wednesday and Wednesday night is for fair and mostly dry weather with little to no rainfall. For a review of our forecast and other products, please visit our website at nms.gov.bz. With that, we end this morning's forecast from the Belize National Met Service.
The first private radio in Belize, 9. Creme FM presents the news. Informative, accurate, current information, local, regional, and international news, weather and sports. And now, the news.
Making headlines this morning, Belizeans mourn the passing of music legend and icon Honduran Aurelio Martinez, passed away tragically in a plane accident in the Bataan. The details, of course, will be covered in newscasts to come, but the sad news has came out yesterday evening, and now most Belizeans wake up this morning with the extremely sad news of the passing of this legend of Garifuna music. We'll be getting more information to you later on in the day. Making other news, Commandant of the Belize Coast Guard, Rear Admiral Elton Bennett, has shared details of the incident involving the GAF vessel that was escorted out of Belize marine waters over the weekend. On Sunday at around 7 a.m., members of the Belize Coast Guard stationed at their Hunting Key Forward operating base observed an interceptor vessel from the Guatemalan Armed Forces about half-mile away from the quay. It was different from the large patrol vessels of the GAF and therefore only carried 6 persons on board. The Belize Coast Guard subsequently intercepted the vessel and notified the captain that it was in Belize waters and they needed to leave. The Guatemalans reported they had problems with one of their 2 engines.
The Guatemalan vessel indicated that they had suffered an engine problem and that they were disoriented. That's their reasoning for entering Belizean sea space. Our patrol was firm. They communicated to the Guatemalan vessel that they were indeed inside Belizean waters and that they would be escorted out. The Guatemalan vessel cooperated, and our Coast Guard patrol at that location escorted the Guatemalan vessel south towards Guatemalan sea spaces and watched them as they departed.
Was it tense as in other previous occasions?
No, this one wasn't tense at all. They had acknowledged that they were disoriented, which we find to be very strange. And that they had suffered an engine problem, which there were indicators of them not able to steam the way a vessel of that capacity would be able to steam. So they were somewhat suffering from engine problem, and they did not hesitate. They did not show any signs of aggression. They cooperated, and under the Coast Guard escort, they departed.
Right. Did they actually admit that they were in Belizean waters? Did they accept that?
Yes, they acknowledged that they were in Belize, and they stated that they were lost and that they had communicated with their headquarters in Puerto Barras, informing them of the location of where they were.
Do you consider, based on what transpired, that we must send a protest note?
Definitely. The way these things are handled is that the Coast Guard will forward that information up to the Ministry of National Defense and Border Security. I have been in communication with our minister since then. He has been abreast and he has been given directions accordingly. What the Ministry of National Defense would then do is to pass this information over to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, who would then take the lead in managing this issue with Belize and Guatemala.
Bennett says they could not confirm if the vessel indeed ran aground on the reef, but the Department of the Environment is investigating if there was any damage to the reef. All the area representatives-elect of the People's United Party were sworn in Monday in Bamopan. They took turns to take their oath of office and allegiance at Belize House before the Governor-General. Prime Minister John Bisseno was present for the individual ceremonies. He was asked if the portfolio assignments of Dolores Balaramos Garcia and Rodwell Ferguson are demotions.
I think that today is a time for celebration, and I think that as a Prime Minister, you try to make changes and try to find some sort of balance in the cabinet, and that's exactly what I've been doing.
And about Ms. Thea, newcomer and having her own portfolio.
Again, I said I'm trying to find a right balance, and as to Mrs. Garcia Ramirez or Ramirez Garcia, she's a newcomer, a woman. We need to have somebody else in the cabinet.
Do you believe that other ministers may feel maybe jealous, is the word I want to use, that she would receive such a portfolio in her first time?
I don't think so, because I said we need to have balance. We have to have regional representation. I try to have some kind of ethnic balance and even gender balance, and it's unfortunate that we only have two.
Chris Clay is no longer a member of the cabinet. Is there somebody who will be filling his space because he was relied on so heavily?
Well, not necessarily. Chris will continue to work with us, and sometime today, Chris and I will sit down and decide how exactly what will be, how he will be able to continue to work with us. He will certainly continue to work or to assist us in the Ministry of Finance.
Could you talk about the reasoning as to why Minister Fonseca is no longer the Minister of Education?
Well, from the time that he took over the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the idea was that he would have been the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Foreign Trade and Immigration. At the time that we did the change was we had already, he was putting a lot of programs in place, reorganizing, restructuring the Ministry of Education. And so basically he wanted to finish that off. And the idea was that at the end of the previous term, that then he would give up that part and then he would just concentrate with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Foreign Trade and Immigration. Because of that decision, then I had to take on the Ministry of Immigration. I mean, I already have a lot of work, so now I passed that on to him. But he made a request that, again, in the Ministry of Culture, you guys have been following it, a lot of exciting things have been taking place. And he wanted to continue that work, so we passed on the ministry.
Reports are that Ferguson and his supporters are upset over the portfolio assignment. Ferguson declined an interview after his swearing in. For her part, Balaramos Garcia affirmed that her priority is her constituents.
I have served with distinction under the governments of both Said Musa and John Briceño, and I have been privileged to do so. I also want to say that having been in politics for a long, long period of time, I embrace a new role if it is being given, and I will continue to serve to the best of my ability. As you have said, the decision of being a senior Minister of State was the Prime Minister's. I embrace it. I will continue to serve, and I expect that I will be able to carve out some of the role that I will play, And so therefore, at this point, my top priority, and I want to say this with a lot of force and conviction, my top priority is the people of Belize Rural Central, who have re-elected me with an overwhelming mandate. And so that is going to be my top priority.
Will you be working with Ms. Thea, seeing she will be taking over the mantle you're leaving behind?
If she requests, absolutely. But being a senior minister of state in the office of the Prime Minister, the directives or the requests of the Prime Minister and his office will of course come first.
What the senior minister position does, Minister of State, is it gives you certain cabinet privileges as well. So you get to be that second woman voice in cabinet. I would imagine that's important for you to maintain.
Well, I must tell you that I've had a lot of firsts in my career. It's been a long one. And there have been a lot of firsts. I don't want to sound like I'm boasting, but so many things that have been done in this country for our women, for our children, for our human rights, for our families. I have been involved in the past maybe 25, 26 years, you know. So clearly, I would like to be able now to, as I said, help to fashion a road that will help our country going forward.
Would you have wished for more of a senior position, more of a substantive role in a ministry?
No, this is a senior position which I will absolutely embrace.
Honorable Thea Garcia Ramirez said she's prepared to take up the mantle and spoke about her vision for the ministry. She was also asked to respond frontally to the view that she's being favored simply because of her relation to the Prime Minister's CEO.
There must be some sort of disappointment among some of your colleagues, even those who have experience, and yet a couple of them even got Ministry of State positions.
I think you'll have to ask them about how they feel. I generally don't like to speak on anyone's feelings except my own.
But I mean, you know how these things go, Minister. Do you feel as if there's some level of favoritism at play here?
I think that the call to serve comes from the Prime Minister. I believe it is his choice, and so you will have to ask him why he chose. But generally, I will tell you that women, we have to work 2-3 times harder than men to get half of the recognition, if we're lucky sometimes. And so I know that my Prime Minister sees me for a hard worker, sees me for somebody who delivers, sees me for somebody that doesn't mind working in the background or in any capacity, which he feels that he needs to put me. I was ready to serve just in my own constituency if that's what he chose. And I think that I'm correct in saying that if he does not feel that I am up to task, then he will ensure that he demotes me as well and puts me where I ought to be. It's not favoritism. I think he chooses and he selects carefully, and he has to take a number of things into consideration: demographics, certainly gender perspectives, interests, and all manner of things. We have a good group of 31, and I think that it wasn't an easy task for him. I actually don't really envy him the task of picking a cabinet amongst all the very good minds and all the good people that he has surrounding him. So I think that he did so with a heavy heart and weighing all his options and weighing all the things that he had to. And so I am honored. I am, like I said, deeply humbled, and I will start working today.
And the Prime Minister also shared that by Wednesday the list of CEOs should have been announced. He informed, the majority of CEOs from their previous administration will remain, and there will only be a few changes. He was asked if Rodwell Ferguson's change of CEO multiple times was one of the reasons why he was demoted from a substantive minister to a minister of state.
No, it's not. He had a CEO. He had Valentino Shal. Well, because we were coming already in my mind, I was already seeing that we will soon come to the end of the term, so it did not make sense to bring in a new CEO to be able to work with him. But I put him to work with me simply because I believe that Minister Ferguson has a lot of goodwill, and a lot of people know him, and he gets along with everyone. And so I think that by him working with me, I can put him to special assignments. Hey, there's an issue happening wherever it is. I say, please go and look into it for me and let's try to settle it, and then he can work directly with me. I think that he can be more effective in that way.
When asked about the creation of the post of Senior Minister of State that goes to Dolores Balaramos Garcia, the PM shared details of the work she will be doing.
Minister Balaramos has been around for a very, very long time, and she was first elected in 1998. She made it very clear that this is her last term, and so I wanted to give her that special recognition and respect for the work that she has done. I have also assigned her. The National AIDS Commission is under the Prime Minister's office, so I'm asking her for her to take special attention with that. Something that she did between 2003 and 2008. She was the special envoy for the National AIDS Commission, and the National Awards Committee, and she also wants to work with the elderly. So I've already mentioned to Minister-elect Tea Garcia, since she has been sworn in, that the Minister Dolores has offered to help, and she happily accepted that. So she will be having also work, even at that position.
But isn't it a disrespect to sort of take away her ministry, give it to a newcomer, and then put her as a Minister of State?
No, absolutely not. Because, as I said, she is on her way out, and what she wants to do is to be able to concentrate in the area that she represents, in Belize Rural Central. She has a number of things that she wants to get done, and so she wants to use these last 5 years in getting that work done.
So did she ask for it to be removed?
Well, it's not a matter of what they're asking. You don't ask the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister shapes the cabinet as best as he possibly can, and this is what I did.
The area representative who will be overseeing the overall expenditure of the second largest budget in government will be Honorable Oscar Rikenya, now Minister of Education. He's a career educator, and after his swearing in, he expressed his gratitude for the confidence expressed in him by the Prime Minister.
I was not anticipating anything. I'm here to serve, and I serve at the pleasure of the Prime Minister. The people elected me as the area representative for Toledo West, which I am eternally grateful for. The matter of cabinet appointments, as I said earlier, is strictly the Prime Minister. In terms of my value that I bring to the ministry, I want to say that I spent 24 years in education before venturing into the field of politics. So I served from a primary school teacher to a principal, a curriculum officer, and then a district education manager. So I feel that over the last 24 years that I served in education, I have learned a lot. I feel that I come, prepared. Certainly, I will certainly make use of, professionals and other people in the field of education to support the work that we do at the Ministry of Education. So it's an honor. It's indeed a privilege to be asked to serve as the Minister of Education. And like every other thing that I undertake, I will bring my very best to it. As you know, the last term I served as the Minister of Rural Transformation, Community Development, Labor and Local Government. I work diligently, and I will do no differently here at the Ministry of Education. I come prepared. I am certain that we have a very good team at the Ministry of Education, and we are going to work very hard.
Two cases regarding the redistricting remain before the High Court, and the July 2023 redistricting report from the Elections and Boundaries Commission has still not been brought back from committee for a second reading in the House of Representatives. Yesterday, Prime Minister John Bissenney was asked how soon redistricting can be expected.
I said that before the end of 2026, but I suspect I'm giving myself to the end of 2026, but I will aim for 2025, by the end of 2025.
Do you have any idea how you plan to fix the malapportions? Because in this report that was drafted, they were up to 35%, which we know international standards is usually 15%. Will some of the city constituencies be cut?
Well, that's exactly the reason why we decided that we have to do it all over again. And so we're going to take a look at it. And then I think I want to, we look at the report that the Elections and Mortgage Commission, they'll have to take a hard look at it and see what changes or how they can reconfigure the recommendations that they did.
And that brings to an end our morning news update. We will take ourselves a small break. When we come back on the other side, we're going to open up WB conversation right here on Creme Radio and, of course, on XTV. We'll be right back.
Welcome to Atlantic Online. In this
welcome back. This is WB Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes. We're not at studio, obviously. We are at Spooner's Reggae Cafe, Northfront Street on one side, Halova Creek on the other side. And we're not there just for show itself. We like show itself. That we think. But this is show yourself with on purpose. It is Reef Week 2025, and we are paying full homage to that greatness that we have been given this great duty to take care of. And so every year we do this. We are doing it this year under the theme building resilience from ridge to the reef. And throughout the week we're going to be talking all manners of topics that deal with the reef, with marine issues, all of that's going to go on. And I have a special guest that's with me right now. But before we do that, unfortunately and sadly, we have to pay respect to the tragic loss of an incredible music icon. While he is Honduran by birth, fully adopted by Belize, 100%. A legendary Garifuna artist, iconic music contribution to the universe. And like many Belizeans, whether they found out last night or they found out this morning, the words to describe how you felt: shocked, stunned, deeply saddened. So like most of you this morning, we're reflecting on the fact that we have all been touched. We have walked through the universe with consciousness at a time when brother was walking with us. And now he walks with us no more in this realm. And it was as if a plug was pulled. There was a plane accident. It appears the plane was about to land. He was traveling from the Rotana Islands to La Ceiba sometime yesterday evening. And again, there seemed to have been about people on board, and many of them passed. I think there might have been, at least at last check, about 4 or 5 survivors. But I don't know all the details. And so to all those who have lost. But for anybody who has been touched by the music, the magnificent music and soul of Aurelio Martinez, we know that it's as if something just evaporated from our midst of great mass, something unquantifiable, really. To kind of put measurements on it is really impossible. I now can look back and, like most of us who might have had the great honor of meeting or having a conversation with Brother Aurelio, there are things that you now reflect on. For me, there are 2 things I will say this morning, and then I will get into my conversation. My first experience with Aurelio Martinez was not with him in person, it was with his music. I was given a Stone Tree Paranda collection. I can't recall which year it was brought out. I was given it. And so I had this CD, and it had an assortment of paranderos. It was a Stone Tree kind of tribute to paranda music. And I remember putting on the music, and there were some artists that I was familiar with. And so I was looking forward to their music. It was really good to hear some of those songs. And then this voice came on that CD. And the first song that I heard from Aurelio was the song Africa. And for those who are familiar with the song, before the drumming begins, there is kind of like an intro, where it's just a melody and his voice. And I was blown away. And that song was so powerful. For those who are not Garifuna, we don't really know what the words mean. So I didn't know what the words mean. Of course, I knew what Africa meant. But the beauty of the voice, the power, the soul, the depth, it was like you were you were captured by like some invisible force and taken somewhere that is completely new to you. And you know, it's not the only song. It is one of the songs that made me wish that I knew how to understand the Garifuna language. And that's the power of music. That's the power of an artist, right? Like right then and there, I don't know who this guy. I said, I wish I could have met Garifuna to know exactly the vibes, because the spirit of this song is so powerful. That was my first Aurelio experience that I recalled when I found out about his passing. And of course, the second one was to speak now not to the art, but to the man, to the human being. I mentioned last week that on the show, we do the talk show business. There are times when I have to admit I take positions and my opinions are wrong. And you have to man up to that. And one of those that I know I was wrong on, at least when I think back to it, involved Aurelio. So Aurelio's music was used as a part of a BTB campaign promoting Belize outside. And it's caused a bit of a contention, some backlash, you know, like some Belizean artists, you know, we catch feelings. Aurelio was not a born Belizean. And I kind of say, listen, I understand why some Belizean artists feel like, you know, as great as Aurelio is, if we promote Belize, we should use a Belizean artist. And I felt that and took that position. And it wasn't really because of not being a 100% admirer of Aurelio music. So it would be maybe a year after that, Aurelio would be in the studios to be interviewed on WB. And I felt I had to tell Aurelio, like, Birds, you know, respect, I love your music, but I need to tell you, like, straight up, not make somebody else tell you. One little thing happened when he bring out the music and he there the BT, because and I've gone against you, Aurelio. I don't know how the man may take it. I don't know, but I felt like I had to tell the man. I said, Aurelio, yeah, I had a one anyway, me negative to it. And you know, the reaction to that from Aurelio was, you know the Aurelio laugh. You know the laugh. You know the gamma ray burst of energy called the Aurelio laugh, like it just light up galaxies. That's the power of his energy and laugh. And all he needed to do was laugh. And I knew that we're good. And that spoke to the human being and the soul that Aurelio represented. And I think for many Belizeans, though you might not have known him personally, you somehow feel like he was your friend, because that was just his energy. And it's just unbelievably sad that we are now forced to reflect and we no longer have those new memories to look forward to. We now have what we have been left. But boy, have we been left with a lot. And for that, we give thanks. We give thanks that the universe gave us such an incredible artist. Never born here, but I want to say to Brother Aurelio, you're a full Belizean. Born in Honduras, yes. Belize love you. And to my Garifuna brothers and sisters, I know the deep pain. This was, to a great extent, Central America's Bob Marley. And we have lost him. And we pay our full respect to the fact that we're ever thankful that we walked when he walked, we heard his music, and we will continue to hear it and enjoy it. Reef Week forces me to change gear somehow and move on. It's not that easy. And we are going to pay more tribute to this brother, but I had to put that on the record. I'm now joined by Brother Marco Lopez, I say friend of the Zinc, Zinc family member. Marco Lopez, journalist, activist, greetings. We tried Zoom, the man said forget Zoom. He ain't coming out with studio upon the water side. Respect and good having you, brother.
Greetings, top of the morning, Mose, morning Belize, morning all Belize. How are you, man? And I just want to, I have to echo your sentiment there about Aurelio. You know, I'm an artist first, a producer. That's where I start off. You know, in a public contribution as an artist and a producer. And I can recall some years back, you brought a Bridging Return, a good friend, Jahari, to the studio. Jahari, after a very difficult time in his own life, and Aurelio was one of his main inspirations, you know. And seeing how he could have gravitated to Aurelio music and make a great 360. It'll show you the gravity of the man, or the influence of the art.
Yeah.
You know? So maximum respect every time, and I join in a morning with all of Belize, Honduras, Central America, Caribbean, and the world at large. The loss of a giant. Respect.
Marco, yeah, we could spend the morning just expressing so many thoughts about Aurelio. Just a kind of, because of time, jump into, you know, the purpose.
Yes,
I have to give respect to our sponsors for Reef Week. This includes Atlantic Bank, Benny's Home Center, Central Bank of Belize, CG United, Freetown Drugstore, Port of Belize, Wildlife Conservation Society, Oceana, Marlon Castillo Quality Meats, Human Dignity Trust, Design Depot, and World Wildlife Fund. We kind of mentioned what we were going to talk about with you, Marco. You continue to be an active writer on marine issues, fisher folk issues, conservation issues. Environmental journalism continues to be a part of your portfolio. Big respect for that. Your latest article speaks about the Caribbean shark. Tell me about how that came to be, and tell me and share with the listeners and viewers a bit about it.
Yeah, well, the latest article looks at Caribbean reef sharks and a rebound in our waters after a study that was published in 2022 found that there was a decline in the shark population, specifically Caribbean reef sharks. The decline was caused by legal and illegal fishing, you know. So what happened is that the grouping, the community, fisher folk, marine scientists, and also the fisheries department, they came together and instituted this no-take zone around 2 nautical miles of the 3 different atolls. So that kind of created a safe haven for these sharks and facilitate a bounce back in those population. But I think I was searching for good news. You know, was
it's not always easy to get.
It's not always easy to get. But I was searching, especially after a publication quoted in the Blue that looked at some very dire realities, you know. But I said this can't be the only reality in the Belizean Blue. So that's what led me to search for it, and guidance from editors from Mango Bay. The story was published in Mango Bay.
What is it?
That's an environmental news outlet online, and okay. They've been operating since 1999. So they're one of the oldest, one of the most reputable.
You're building up quite a portfolio, my brother.
Well, you know,
you do your thing.
We have to try, you know. We have to try.
So, one of the things, like, I guess the average person don't know the trials and tribulations of the Caribbean reef shark.
Yeah.
What we do know is that sharks are not our friends, at least.
Yeah. Somehow, right?
That's the way people perceive them.
Yeah, man.
Tell us a bit about the importance of the Caribbean reef shark to the health of the marine environment.
Yeah, well, the Caribbean reef shark is an apex predator. That does mean that they're at the top of the food chain. And usually they use these megafauna, these big creatures in the marine space to give sort of an indication of the health of the reef. So a healthy population of Caribbean reef sharks would mean that would indicate a healthy reef system, just because to sustain those megafauna would take a lot, you know. Something the story is also looking at is balancing that apex predator at the top of the food chain with also the bottom of the food chain, given the fact that we do have data and facts that show a decline in a commercial species, you know. Yeah. That is not to say that sharks consume those commercial species that we use, but both of us are operating in the same marine space, you know. So protecting the organisms where at the bottom just as important as protecting the shark. But the importance is that the shark give an indication of the general health at the reef, you know.
And for that to happen, for there to be good news any at all, it requires a kind of multiple communities working in alignment, a cohesive effort and commitment. Like, it's not just one thing that leads to good news. So tell me about 100%. What are some of the reasons why you have that kind of bounce back?
So for me, that is the story. That is the story. The story is the collaborative efforts between all the stakeholders on the ground. The fisher folk, the shark fisher folk, the community organizations, the NGOs that's working in the marine space, and also scientists that's working and come to Belize to do this research and contribute. So you see, and I just want to contrast a little bit. The Coder in the Blue story looks at sort of a different reality, whereby the collaboration didn't exist to this extent. Yeah. So what this story is looking at is the success of what could happen when we do collaborate. You know, what could happen when all the stakeholders on the ground come and agree that we have this problem, and instead of debate whether or not the problem exists, debate solutions, you know, how do we move forward? And I think that the gist of the stories. So shark fisher folk from down south, working with Fishes for Science, the Mar Alliance, scientists with the Moat Laboratory, Dr. Damon Chapman specifically, and Katie Flowers, Dr. Katie Flowers as well. They did so much work with collaborating with shark fisher folk and making shark fisher folk include part of the process, you know. So they transitioned from being fisher folk to becoming citizen scientists, you know, and that was part of the contribution of the success. And I mean, the sources believe that is the main reason for the success, that they have this buy-in before any laws get put in place, you know.
No, primarily when we speak about the Caribbean reef shark population, just to give, and you know, obviously we want people to go and check the article out. So before we do that, so where can people check out the article?
On Mongo. It's environmental news. I mean, you just have to search it up.
All right, spell it for them because
MONGABAY.com.
All right.
And
the
I guess
article is there.
The article is there, uploaded, and you and I mean, if you just search Belize Caribbean reef sharks, you'll find the article, you know.
All right. And so when you think about the population, where are some of the primary places where they are, where this turnaround has been observed?
Yeah. Well, Caribbean reef sharks are home ranging. They have their own area where they live and chill out, and it's around the atolls. Yeah. That's their home ground, that's their mating ground. So you see Glover's, Lighthouse, and Turniff. Yeah. And that is the reason the two nautical mile buffer zone was created around those atolls, because we know that those are where the sharks live and the sharks mate So around those areas is where the bounce back is seen, but they don't only stay there. They use the entire marine space, you know, and that is why even the Fisheries Department now is reporting an increase in biomass in catch, you know, because of the increase around those atolls.
Getting Marco Lopez in front of camera is like getting a whale shark sighting. So
yeah,
we have to get it better while we have you. No, I get you in a studio again. Yeah. Good thing the Zoom malfunctioned yesterday. You know, blessing in disguise. I had to raise my voice and clear my throat a little bit when I heard some of the remarks made by Minister Perez, kind of discounting the articles, and then kind of like trying to, he didn't say any names, but I felt there was some very negative word they throw, insinuation. Man, they throw some word there where I felt me inappropriate.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts? I mean, essentially for those who might have missed it, he was saying, well, we have some journalists right now where they get kind of like pet and pamper by some foreigners. We don't know nothing about what thing, and then they turn around the world and blah, 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 blah. Last time I checked, talk to me, Brother Marco.
Yeah, last time I checked, I don't see no pet and pampering. I don't see no travel. I don't know.
You don't know what the man is talking about?
I don't know. I wish journalists say it about. So I don't know, man. But you know, Minister Perez respect, and he has a new mandate now, given that he's given the mandate for the blue economy and marine conservation again. I've listened to him. I saw the show when he shared here and also on other outlets. But again, if he could substantiate his belief, those claims, and I call it a belief because obviously the facts is clear. The facts have already been published and it's out there. I don't believe it's anything. Well, I know that he can substantiate those claims that he's making, you know. So I don't want to continue to belabor that conversation and have a back and forth with the administration and the minister specifically. We could look at what is happening now. The Fisheries Department just weeks ago released call for consultancy to do assessment, to hire a consultant to do stock assessment on spiny lobster and conch and also on the other commercial fin fish, you know. On the ground, the Fisheries Department know and know this work has to get done and are calling on professionals and consultants to get this work done. Just yesterday, 2 days ago, I think they released a next vacancy call for fisheries officers, to people to do data collection on the ground. So, Minister Perez, respect, but you know, talk to your people there and make sure you're on the same page with them, you know.
The point is that I respect to that that you don't really want to make the story be about you.
No.
Because the story has to be about the story and about the reality. Even if it's an inconvenient reality,
yes, the
results might be uncomfortable, inconvenient, and not what you want to hear or know. But to even begin to solve it, it begins with that acceptance that this is the real. This is what it is.
And I think this is what the Caribbean Reef Shark story is telling you. We have this success. We see what could happen when we actually do collaborate together, when we actually get all of those vibrations out of the energy and we collaborate in a sense of respect with all the stakeholders, you know. So those conversations that's continue to be pushed, and I don't hear it anywhere else. So, Minister, we open to dialogue and we want to speak with you. We want to come and have collective conversations so we could find solutions together.
Available, just
we are available. Just to make you know, we're there. And I mean, we've sent so many emails. He hasn't responded to any. And I mean, respect to the Fisheries Department now, who've actually opened dialogue with this recent story, and I think has begun to talk at least. You know, so respect to that, man. We need this. We need everybody to go come on the ground.
And the point being made by this new article is that you're not just pursuing, you're not a heat-seeking missile. No. You're a truth-seeking missile. And sometimes the truth is nice.
Yeah.
Caribbean shark is back. Obviously, it means that we eat less than enough panades. Who laugh? Easy, Pacliff. I hope you're not a violate. No shark panades.
Yeah.
We need to be shark. Sharks are our friends.
Yeah.
Marco, give thanks. Remember, we're inviting you guys to join, to look at the article online. Continue the great work, my brother.
Respect.
Yes, man.
Yes, man.
We got to go to break. We'll be back Reef Week 2025 in full swing. 2 cents calm, then we take our break. Thank you very much, sir.
You're watching WB and Creme Television and Creme Radio, and this is 2 Cents Calm. And people always talk about fish. People just say fish expensive. People complain. Now south, east, and west. I want to find out the 2 cents for the price of fish. I know you're not a fisherman, right?
Yes, sir.
But I want to hear your 2 cents. Why different sizes of fish at different price?
Well, that's how I sell my fish. Different size, different price. You got the medium, the small, and the large. So you got for the rich, the poor, and the lower class.
And that work for you?
So anybody could buy fish, right? Because if it's small, you can't complain. The big, you want it. So we are here to satisfy the people.
That your 2
everybody,
cents.
that's my 2 cents. To satisfy everybody.
All right. You say how you feel about the price of fish?
Well, gas price is high, so the price of fish, it's good. The fish is good for everybody, so don't worry about the price.
Buy the fish.
Fry the fish and enjoy yourself, okay?
That your 2 cents. All right. So that's tell me how you feel about the price of fish around the time after the Easter.
Well, I don't got no problem with that, you know, because that's the name of the game, right? Supply and demand. When you hear sugar scarce, the Chinese man raise the price. Anytime you hear anything at all, and sugar sweet, when you hear anything at all scarce, the price go up. All right? For example, 2 weeks ago, sweet pepper are $2 a pound. Around Christmas time, sweet pepper are $8 a pound. So the same thing happen right now with fish. Fish are normally $10 a pound. When you hear Easter time come, it's going up. And it's going up more than last year because the price of gas gone up this year.
Okay.
All right, so
you don't have a problem.
I don't have no problem with that because I understand how it works.
All right.
All right.
That's your 2 cents.
That are my 2 cents.
Well, the fish they up because the gas they up. How the minister now bring down the gas? The gas they at 13 change a gallon. The fish have to go up. Now we not make no money.
So you're not fishing no more?
Yes, I'm a fisher woman. Last year August.
Last year August?
Last year August.
You got your own boat?
Yes, in here playtime.
Oh, so all right. Now you're
Boat play time, yes.
And you don't play time?
Yes, we go fishing. We're not going to play time, we go fishing. But
right.
that true, the gas is at 13 change, so the fish have.
All right. Thank you.
Oh, welcome.
Welcome. So how you feel about the cost of fish?
I fish that fish, Papa. And here's the thing. When he gone through for get down up here, me not going through.
Yeah.
So whatever he said up per pound, that.
You don't complain?
No, sir.
All right.
As long as I want fish.
That's your 2 cents?
Yeah, that's my 2 cents.
It's,
Welcome back, Reef Week 2025. Mose, Hyde hosting WUB WUB Morning Vibes, building resilience from the ridge to the reef. This is where we pay our respect. This is where we pay our tribute to the marine wealth that we are so blessed to have here in Belize. And we've been doing this for a while now. No, 1 week of the year, that's all, when we just say, okay, make we talk about the reef. And here to help us out along in that conversation at this point in time, before I introduce my guests, let me just pay respect to our sponsors: Atlantic Bank, Bennett's Home Center, Central Bank of Belize, CG United, Freetown Drugstore, Port of Belize, Wildlife Conservation Society, Oceana, Marlon Castillo Quality Meats, Human Dignity Trust, Design Depot, and World Wildlife Fund. All right. Well, the lady to my left needs no introduction because she is a Zing French citizen. We're gone away. But she got papers. No?
Yes,
we're talking about the one and only Mrs. Desiree Arzu, Communications Coordinator for Wildlife Conservation Society. And I have here along from the WCS, the Operations Manager, Kenneth Gale. Good morning and welcome to you both. Thank you very much. Happy Reef Week.
Thank you.
Good for see you, Des.
At the home, but
yeah.
not back at the zinc, but at the home, back at Creme, you know. It's good to be here again to talk about what we're doing this year for Reef Week.
Make us say it loud that it's not only our affair you think I could say. When it comes to free Reef Week thing, whether we there, Power Atoll, whether we there down deep south, whether you have to try get me there all a Monkey River, where you have to catch boat after you don't take a long journey down. There's on the WCS crew show up. Never hear them complain yet. Never hear them say no yet.
Yep.
We could pencil in.
Yep.
So I don't run down nobody. My thing set up now that who love me, I love.
Correct.
All right.
I'm there with you.
You see that no affair I talk, so you know.
I know you, Mose. I know you're not afraid to say nothing without an air affair. So I had no doubt that you were being genuine.
Yes, my brother. Bless. Be ready. We're ready for our trip right now. Yeah. Good.
So normally in Mose, they're front of the sea, salt water and thing. Right now they're front of fresh water, but the team this year, the sea run right into this by the Halover Creek, yes. But that goes in line with the theme this year, which is building resilience from ridge to reef. Because a lot of people think that when we say protection of the marine environment, we only mean salt water out that sea, the Caribbean Sea and so. But everything happens from land. Whatever you do on the land affect what happens in the sea. Because I always use this example. If you throw plastic garbage from land, what do you think can happen when the breeze blow, when it rain? All of that can get washed into the river lead into the sea, and then you have marine species when don't know if plastic is food or not, and then they consume it and then they die. So this week is an opportunity for us, like NGOs and other organizations, even non-governmental organizations, because CREM, as the media house, has been part of the Reef Week committee for donkey's years. And so we come together as a group.
No, we are a founding member.
Yes,
just make a correct your pan that.
Well, see,
yeah.
I want.
Yeah, just make a correct your pan.
I just want to be humble.
We depend on Monk Rushmore.
Yeah, but yeah. So these organizations, whether NGO or not, take this opportunity every year, 1 week of the year. Not that we not work together during the course of the year, but to bring attention to why the reef is important. Individually, we do our own work, but collectively, we're a stronger force. So why the reef is important? I remember 1 year we had health, wealth, and pleasure. So that sums it up right there, you know. For me, I like go on the sea, even though I can't swim. I always say that. That is for pleasure for me. But you
can't swim?
Can't swim. I only could swim per land, but I can't swim in the sea, right? But we have thousands of fishers who depend on the sea for their livelihoods. You know, the fishing industry is a big part of Belize's economy. And you have the regular people like me who are just like the sea, you know. So it serves its purpose. So we're here today to talk about that a little bit and some of the activities that WCS is having this week to engage the public. But we also have Mr. Gale who will talk about Grover's Reef, which is where we have our research station, our marine research station, and he will tell you more. I don't want to preempt anything he's going to say, but I just want to mention here 2 of the activities that WCS is having this year to engage our audience. The first one is a marine photo competition for tertiary level institutions. So we invite the students to submit their photos. And, the best photo wins. So we have 3 prizes for that, $500, $300, and $200 cash. Although somebody say, we kind of leave it a money that we know to give away in this hard time. But you know, for the students, I think that's something pretty awesome. And then we have the trivia competition, which just started yesterday, where we invite the people who are online, because not everybody, you know, want they out there in the public, they rather participate online to answer certain questions about the reef. For example, what are the World Heritage sites that make up the Barrier Reef Reserve System and things like that.
Will you do a giveaway?
Yeah, online. So it's on, today, yes, we have a giveaway, by the way. We have this package here. It's a recyclable bag, and it has also a nice cup. Mo's favorite color, blue. We have a pen, and we have 2 notebooks to give away. So this is 1 package for 1 person. And before we end, we're going to give that away.
All right, so talk to me, Mr. Gale, about WCS on Glover's.
Yeah, Glover's Reef Research Station was established in 1995. And what we do basically is to provide amenities to researchers and scientists and student groups. 96% of our clients are international people. What we're trying to do this year is to get more Belizeans out there. It's located like 30 odd miles off the coast of Dangriga. It takes approximately an hour, 30 minutes to get there. The station provides a full service kitchen, boat to take you diving, snorkeling, key hopping, anything that you want to do. So we take care of everything. Once you get to the station, we offer all amenities there for you, know.
All right, and what are some of the areas of study and research that is done out there?
So most of our guests, as mentioned earlier, are international students. They go there and they study conch, lionfish, seagrass. They also do a beach cleanup as a community project for us. So they come with their itinerary already. All we do is provide the amenities for them to actually get their work done.
All right. And for those who would want to see, read, experience more, where are some of the access points for the WCS?
So we have a website, of course, belize.wcs.org. That is our website. You can find all about the history of WCS and the work that we've been doing in Belize since actually as old as the country, 1981. We've been here doing research work. And we also have our social media pages. We are mostly active on Facebook and Instagram. We do have other pages, but they're not as active. I need an assistant, and no assistant we could. Yeah. But yeah, so those are some of the places you can find information about WCS and the work that we're doing in Belize. We're focused on both marine and terrestrial. So we're not just, do research work to look at biodiversity and how we can improve biodiversity, but we work a lot with communities. I heard someone mention, I think Marco mentioned earlier the importance of working with communities, because a lot of time people look at institutions or organizations like WCS and say, well, they do the work, Uncle Sam, just want to tell people what to do, but it's not like that. We do a lot of community work, so you can't go to a community and tell them what to do after they've been doing whatever they're doing for years. They have their tradition that that have been working for them, their traditions that have been working for them for donkey's years. Then we know as an NGO want to say, make we go in there and tell them what to do because the fish, they get scarce, or coral bleaching is happening. No, it doesn't work that way. You have to understand the communities that you want to work with, go in, establish that trust, speak with somebody from that community that is an outstanding person who people respect. get their trust, and then that person could be the driving force behind any changes that you want to implement, because it's not just about environmental protection and conservation only, it's also about livelihoods and people. I mean, people and do whatever they have to do for eat, you know, they have to feed their picnic, whatever it takes, they have to feed their family. So we can't go there and pretend that, you know, this is not happening. We have to try to strike a balance and, you know, sort of change that attitude and behavior that they're traditionally used to motivate them to make some changes, because, and let them know that it's their livelihood that is being affected in the long run. So that sort of thing we do a lot of at WCS. We're working closely with terrestrial communities like the Community Baboon Sanctuary and the Mahogany Heights. Just on Thursday, we're going to be handing over some fire equipment, fire pump to Mahogany Heights, because they have been getting capacity building to fight fires. We're in the fire season right now. So things like that we're doing. The Community Baboon Sanctuary has been working with the high school there to implement a cover structure to plant food, to grow food. Remember back in the day, that used to be the thing. People grow their own food, they have their backyard garden and so forth. We're working with farmers, and on the marine side, we're doing the same thing. We're working with communities in the north, like Sartaneja, in Dangriga, in Hopkins, to sort of let them see the bigger picture. How can we help to protect this marine environment? We can do so by, you know, ease off a little bit, like when close season, you have one supplementary livelihood, you know, initiatives, and these are things that they ask for. So for example, down south, the ladies want to sew, and up north they also want to sew. So we give them training to learn how to sew so that they can use these, whatever they create, to, you know, make that extra income to help themselves outside of the fishing season. So things like that we've been doing, working a lot with communities. It's not just about telling people what to do, but working with them to get their input as to how we can move forward for the betterment of the environment.
If you don't mind, I want to take a break, and when we come back from the break, we do one giveaway.
Yes.
We have one giveaway.
Yes.
All right, and you guys can call in and win an e-package. We have that going on. WCS in the house this morning for Reef Week 2025. Building resilience from the ridge to the reef, right here at the Spooners Reggae Cafe, formerly called Spooners Cafe. But my Jamaican brethren take it over, and you know, once you Jamaican and take it over, they want to squeeze in the reggae in it, make you know where they represent. So that's so the man got the thing mixed up. So we have to big up the place where the host with for the entire week. It is appropriately located right here upon the bank of the iconic Kaluva Creek. We're probably there, stone throws away from Swing Bridge. We got all the Sartaneja fishing boats to the back away. Up and down, you could see the traffic of people where, you know, when they do, make a living, because we got a reef, because it's still alive, and we still got living things out there, but we got one responsibility, we come along with that. And that's all we need to do. We need to make sure that we remember the responsibility while recognize the beauty. That would try to do in a nutshell for now till Friday. WCS in the house, we're going to take a break and come back.
In Hyde.
Welcome back to live coverage of Reef Week WUB 2025, Building Resilience from Bridge to the Reef. That is the theme. Mose Hyde here with the good folks from WCS who are here year to year. Say that again. We have our very dear colleague Desiree Arzu, Communications Coordinator, and Operations Manager Kenneth Gale. And just so that you know that we do have our telephone number for you to link with us if you want to join in the conversation. The number to call is WhatsApp 672-4770. 672-4770, that is the WhatsApp. In case you want to know we're there the Halova Creek, near Swing Bridge, Northfront Street on one side and the sailboat on the next side. We did a Spooner's Reggae Cafe, formerly known as Spooner's Cafe. And the WCS and a good friend Des, she know how we go. We like give a thing to the people. So
I come prepared.
You come prepared.
Correct.
You're ready.
Yes.
All right.
We're born ready.
So where you got there? You give away notepads.
Yeah, I have this.
Yeah.
I have this recyclable bag. It's a small little bag. So if you don't use it, you could give your granny. If she go to a market and buy a little thing, you could put it in it. It's a Climate Adaptation and Protected Areas Initiative. So right now we're doing a project under this. We're doing this project where we're promoting nature-based solutions for protection of our marine environment. So you can do anything to help protect the environment, but this basically they highlight the nature-based solutions. So, you know, if you do it nature, then it more than likely you'll last longer.
Big up Big Wins. We know you're the watch. Big up ATL.
So we have this bag. We have 2 notebooks with pen. We also have a pen by itself, and we have this lovely little recyclable as well. You could put water in it. For giveaway. Make the question easy.
Please.
As suggested by Mose.
Please make it easy.
So just tell me what are the theme for this year's Reef Week. Basically, what the theme is for this year's Reef Week. Mose has been repeating it for ever since the show started. So just tell me what are the theme. Call in 672 what?
4770. 672-4770. That the team, not the team, that the number for call for give the team. Not the team.
Yes, and you get this as a package. So it's not individually. And then I want to say the alternate question to that, just in case that leave it too hard. What does WCS stand for? WCS, what does that stand for?
So you need to give them multiple choice question?
Yeah, make it easy because we want to give away this thing here. We want to have them installed like that. So in the meantime, while we're waiting for your calls to the question, Kenneth, maybe you could go ahead and talk a little bit more about Glover's Reef, since hopefully next year, if all works out, no storm or anything, we are able to go to Glover's Reef for Reef Week and accommodate Creme.
I'm glad that you put it out there. Can you mark that on the tape where and when they say that Glover's Reef next year for Reef Week?
Reef Week at Glover's Reef next year.
Can you just make sure we got that on the record?
Well, it's recorded and it's up on the internet.
Because if we have to carry on a court, we want the evidence. All right. Yo.
Yes, WCS stands for Wildlife Conservation Society.
Yeah, but you can't win.
Yeah, you can't win at all.
No, I could win and give away the bag.
But who you give it to?
One of my good friends.
Okay, what's the name?
The name, I would like to donate the package, the bag to my good friend Leonard Spence. Most know who that is.
He in a city or he have to come all the way from south?
No, he's in city.
Okay. All right. Well, I will left the package with Mose and here, work it out.
So the I come between no package, big up Lennox. I'm a classmate, that BTC, respect is due. But here we go on. Vince, you better figure out how it
Blue skies, I love when the people get victimized. Let's work together for better, we got to unite. Belize, yeah. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize, we gotta keep moving, na 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 na.
I mean, they are, no go catch up my next spot, my next time. What you got to say about the reef?
The reef is a beautiful thing, and we have the second largest barrier reef in the world, but the only living reef in the world, if I'm not mistaken.
No,
so
only living one, but we want, what I say, how would I put it?
It prettier, you have more living species.
More living things per capita.
Correct.
There you go. There you go. You hit it right on the head. Mose, are you wearing a necktie or no?
No, that's a shirt. Nice shirt.
Oh, okay. I was looking at this shirt that it kind of looked like a necktie, but I guess it's the undergarment. But anyway,
Benjamin, where you talk about?
No, I'm looking on your attire.
Uh-huh. Where you talk about?
But
the man that wear one stylish shirt wins.
Listen to me. Listen to me.
Good morning to the gentleman on your right as well. We don't want you to get jealous.
Well, that's why you know that we're going to Glovers before we go to tobacco, because you da talking wins.
No, man. When I come home, when I work up something for sure. If you stop that tobacco, you will send a picture of the house. We do renovations right now.
All right, my brother.
That white house out there, that's for you, no?
Not for me, for we. Not for me, for we. You have to say we, man. Lad, I don't want my brother and sister.
For you, for me, and for all of we.
You don't know. You don't know.
All right.
Big Winch, give thanks that you have been.
Huh? I got a question for Desiree.
Uh-huh.
How come you can't swim? You in charge of this big operation and you can't swim.
I don't have to, that's why. I don't have to. What I don't need for swim. I just need to understand how to swim.
Anyway, hey, Mose, I'm enjoying Spooners.
Huh?
It would be nice if you could put up on backdrop like that in your studios that is zinc fence, something similar to that. That would be awesome when you do your renovations.
You want to bring the Hollywood quick back at the zinc, no? So we could show that, and then hire one two of the boat for park the back.
Yes, I put one conch shell, one lobster,
okay.
One crab.
One crab too. One crab.
Our NASA grouper.
Hey, Mose, I put.
Yeah, where they going? We just want to build with studio out that tobacco key. How about that?
Gone clear.
Right.
Anyway, I'll let you guys go, man. Keep up the great work, guys.
Respect.
Thanks, Win. Take care. Nobody no call. Oh, that he win.
That he win the thing. Sure. You got anything more for give away?
Nothing else to give away unless you want some stress.
You not got nothing more for give away?
No, nothing else to give away right now.
All right.
But Kenneth want talk a little bit more, because they mentioned amenities at Glovers earlier, but people are like, what the amenities? What you no got? You know? But the most important thing I would have said at the internet, because people can't stay off of that and like their device. But there's much more, but make I just quiet. I talk too much.
Yeah, so as mentioned, the station is a full service station. We have 2 labs. We have a wet lab and a dry lab. We have freshwater showers, dormitories, full service kitchen. As mentioned by Des, we have wireless internet. And the entire Glovers Reef Atoll is now completely covered by Digicel. So you can use your phone out there to catch the internet and stuff like that. So everything is offered to you once you reach at Middle Key Glovers Reef. I just want to mention that Glovers is one of the 3 atolls found in Belize. In my opinion, it's one of the most beautiful atolls. I've worked at all 3. It's one of the most beautiful.
Is it one of, or is you saying it is the most beautiful atoll?
It is the most beautiful atoll in my opinion.
In your opinion?
Yes, sir. So
okay.
Everybody is welcome out there. You can contact me through Facebook on our website. I'm readily available to answer any questions reference Middle Key Glovers Reef. As mentioned, we want more Belizeans to go out there. I know it's kind of far, but we want people to go out there and enjoy what we have to offer.
How do they get out there?
So to get out there, you have to get a boat. We normally transfer our guests either from Belize City to Glovers Reef directly, or they go from Dangriga to Glovers Reef, or from City River to Glovers Reef, depending on what they want. So boat to and from is where you get there.
All right. Again, there's just to do a little bit of the work for the Reef Week Committee, because there is a Reef Week Committee.
Yes.
What are some of the other stuff going on? So we could, for those who, know on the show.
Yeah. So, you all know the week kicked off on Saturday on the 15th. It goes until the 22nd. Oceana had their ride to the reef on Saturday, which was they had a big turnout. I think Janelle mentioned that they started with 35 riders and then 50 more joined on the route from Belmopan to Belize City. And then we also had the swim for the reef that same day. That was that had a good turnout. I saw, I believe it was the Coastal Zone Management Authority and Healthy Reef Initiative that sponsored that. They put the names of the winners for that one as well. Hyde did something with the young people from down south where they took them out to the reef to show them, you know, what is there. And I think they also did a cleanup. The Turnip Atoll Sustainability Association also had an event up north where they had, I believe it's a storytelling that they're having. And there's so many other activities happening during the course of the week from different organizations, north to south, east to west, because I mean this year we're having it in San Ignacio. We're having the fair in San Ignacio, and you know, it's an inland area, but it go well with the theme that we have this year, that we chose this year, building resilience from ridge to reef. San Ignacio, Santa Elena, as you all know, they're right there. You have two big rivers that pass through those two twin towns. So it's important that people know, even if they don't live by the sea, that where they happen, yeah, affect ultimately where they happen at the sea. So it's a perfect opportunity for all of our organizations to share that information.
Is there room for educational institutions to collaborate with WCS?
Yes, there is. We actually have been working or have worked before with the environmental club from the University of Belize, and we're in the process of establishing a connection as well with Galen University. They do have an environmental club there as well. Outside of that, there are primary schools that are very interested in, you know, having us do presentations there and learning more about how they can participate to help protect the reef. Because people might think that they can't do something because it's a big job, but no, there are small things that you can do to do your part. And I always use this as an example. When you brush your teeth, you don't need to keep the water on while you brush your teeth. Cut it off, and when you need to rinse them out, you put it on back, use the water, and then because I believe, and I've read that water is a non-renewable resource. We only have limited water in this world, you know, and once that's done. I've seen, I've had experience with some folks who put the water for pour and make the meat tough rather than pull something and put the meat in and make it tough out. That is totally ridiculous, you know. So things like that you can do at home to contribute to the conservation and protection of wildlife and wild spaces, because everything trickles down. It's a trickle-down effect. If you overdo something, something else gets affected. So that's the idea we want to promote during Reef Week. And there are activities for everybody, from small, lee picnic, I could have said, to granny and grandpa. You can participate. The event that we're having at the Falcon Field on Friday is the last big event activity for Reef Week.
Will WCS be out there?
Yes, we will be there. So all these organizations that are part of the Reef Week committee will be there, showcasing what it is that we do to help protect the reef. You can come by, you can win prizes. We'll be announcing the winners of the marine photo competition that we're having for the tertiary level institutions, as well as the trivia winners. We'll be announcing those on Friday at Reef Fair. And we will be collaborating with Marfund, which is one of a donor to many of these organizations on Reef Week committee. We'll be collaborating with them and having a booth together to showcase what we're doing. So we invite students, primary, high school, tertiary level, the public to come out on Friday to participate and to learn from each of our booths.
I want to thank you both for joining us. It's definitely been an enjoyable conversation. Yes. And good looking out to have the league giveaway, even though we had to rely upon you know, one of Trump friends, Carolina win with thing. Big up yourself, big wins. But, you know, big up WCS, and
thank you,
again, thanks for being with us this morning.
Thank you so much for having us, and thank you, Belize. Have a great Reef Week.
Absolutely. We'll take a break. We'll be back.
En Belice valoramos a nuestras familias.
All right, welcome back to the WB Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes. Celebrating Reef Week. The show has to go on. Obviously, for many Belizeans, it's a very sad morning. We spent a portion of our show, we were obligated to pay our respect to the great Aurelio Martinez. I'm glad that I now have online on speaker the one and only Mrs. Gwen Nunes Gonzalez to kind of just talk to us about just how immense this loss is, especially for the Garifuna community here in Belize. Morning, Ms. Gwen. I'm very thankful that you have joined me to kind of you said that you are very broken this morning.
Yeah. Morning, Chago, man. Morning, viewers and listeners. Yeah, last night I was in a prayer session online. Then Rundin said, "Mommy, there's a crash in Honduras," and then they're saying that Aurelio is in there. I'm like, what? So my first mood was to go in denial. And it's weird, Richago, man, because night before I just dreamed this terrible storm. And then after this storm, then bam, I did Honduras in a matter of minutes. I said, Anyway, so, but there was devastation. It's a great loss to our community. Aurelio and I go way back. He always refers to me as his little sister. Every time he comes, he would reach out. And one thing I always admire about him, his focus on ensuring that the Garifuna music presented is of good quality and has a message. And I remember when he came, we had a long chat about that and how he wished we could mobilize the museum from here, Guatemala, Honduras. He says it's very important that we work together, and that has been his focus. He was an exceptional singer and entertainer. You know, there's some people that don't sing, right, Virgin? They don't entertain. They get on the stage and they will sing and we dance, but he sing and entertain. And he was able to move Garifuna forward through his music and his ability to mobilize others and negotiate. Him a good negotiator. One thing he used to always tell me that he wants to do better, get within the system to do better for the people in Honduras so that the authorities also can do better for the people. So it wasn't strange that he joined that, was a part of their parliament.
How do you process it, Miss Gwen? It seems almost like unfair, right? That we lost Andy at an early age, unexpectedly, and now his successor, we also lose suddenly, and still relatively a young person. How do you process it? You know?
I thought about that last night. I said, wow, look how Adegan so sudden and early. No, Aurelio did the same thing. But Mose, I live a life believing that the timing of our death, as tragic as some transition a treasure how some people transition. Like it's the way. Maybe it was the time. Because like I told you about that dream, and then I was telling Tawuni, and 2 days straight, my mind is on Aurelio. 2 days straight. Before all of this, then the dream, I said, so maybe it was his time. Sadly that way. So, but I live with a belief that as sad as it is, I know he lives on. He lives on through his music. He lives on through a spiritual realm. Because, like I said, well, another band member has arrived on the other side with his colleagues. Because I was talking about, and they talking about Pan Nabor, you know. So what a reunion it will be. But it as painful as it is, after you observe it all and relax, then you figure that his time here is over. He has done what he's supposed to do, and then now he continues in that realm, right? So that is what brings me comfort. Yeah, that perspective on that. But it's rough,
you know, that
because.
Yeah, the two things that I thought about, and I mentioned it earlier. When I first heard his song, I didn't know who it was. I got a CD. I believe it was a complimentary CD of the Paranda CD done by Stone Tree. That, you know, that classic CD.
Yeah.
And then I heard, you know, I was listening to the CD and I heard Africa. And I said, you know, what really struck me, one, was just how magnificent his voice is as a singer. And then the next emotion I felt was, this guy sing this song so powerfully that he just make I feel so disappointed that I don't understand the Garifuna language. Like, because I understood the spirit. The spirit of the song is going to take you as some, right? It's the same thing that happens with some songs in Spanish. I don't know what they're saying, but I can feel the soul of the song.
Feel the vibes, the spirit,
and so
the singer.
I would listen to that song on my way here. I was just listening to that song because I didn't know who it was, and it made me say, damn, I wish I know if it talks Garifuna, because then this whole experience would be so. And to a great extent, like for those of us who don't know the language, like I can't imagine what, like, for somebody where I actually understand what they say. If I love the music so much and I don't know what they say, I could just imagine, you know, for a Garifuna person, right? A Garifuna person, like, it just must be a really special. Like, it's almost like I say that, like, this is the Bob Marley for our Garifuna brothers and sisters, you know?
Yeah, and then like what he said, that he is very into connections, right? Into connections. So like that song, he say, tell me, he sing it because he want to make people know that as Garifuna goes, our roots yonder, right? And that's our integral part of our story, the African story. And then the song Yalifo. Yalifo is singing because there so many fatherless young men. They're trying to get to their father. So the song Yalifo that pelican, the pelican bird. So it tell the pelican bird, give me your wings so that I can go. Right? So he can go and find his father. Like, and he has been waiting for his father. Day come, night come, and still you wait. So he want the pelican give him wings so that he can go after his dad. A profound song. And then kind of the kind of songs we sing. runner, runner for a village, for a village. He said the Griga, the Ghana, this village, and they gotta do something there. I never tell me they do. Say, but they never get no proper accommodation and feeding and so. So they just put them on empty like one hall. And so he decided to sing a song about that. He said, and they get vexed and they run off of it. But that the kind of person he put his feelings into music. So for a generation of musicians, it's a great loss because
the second thing I mentioned, Miss Gwen, was that I experienced him as a human being because I was not pleased that we had chosen to use one of his songs as a part of an international tourism campaign. Not because I was not completely an admirer and loved his music and knew that he was this amazing artist, but in my narrow-mindedness at the time, I felt that should be a Belizean representing that. And obviously now I don't share that, but you know, at that time that was my spirit. And so when he came, it would have been a year after, and I was going to interview him before we went on. I said to him, I don't know if they tell you, but I feel like I have to tell you that I'm against this, and I don't know how that will make you feel, but I can't just dare to talk to you and not get that out. You know that way? Like I just wanted that to be known. Right? and so I didn't know how he was going to take it. You know, some people would have take that with some feelings, right? Like he could have say, what? You don't hater? I don't even want to do this interview again. His immediate reaction was this big laugh, like only Aurelio laughs, right? Like a laugh of gamma ray bursts. And then I knew, like he obviously said, you know, explained every way that no. But the laugh was all I needed to see, and I felt, you know, that beyond being an amazing artist and a producer of incredible art, that his soul was true and beautiful, and I will always remember that for sure.
And then one thing you'll find about him is that he's a peacemaker, and he always, when we would whether I'm MC and he's entertaining or we're just hanging out, he would always ensure to remind that we're all one. Because for Garifuna people, we don't have borders, Brother Mose. This border thing is new to us because we are visiting people. We're communal from way back. Because I know, for example, like there are some students who live in Labuga, Livingston, and they came to school in Belize, right there, the Barranco. That's a natural to just get on the boat and go. So for a time we were just crossing, there wasn't any like border issues, but now they have with the law different the changes, but that's from way back, you know. And so when we meet, we don't well, most of us, but now it is changing sadly. We start to see people by community, but generally we don't normally see people by community. When we come together, very now, right? And that was always hammered in our head. Yeah. When you go to Livingston, my cousins don't look at me and say, "Oh, Balisna." No, they will say, "Oh, my cousin, my relative, Belizean, Guatemalan, When you go to Honduras, the same thing. You're not defined by any community. You are you. You are this relative, right? And that is what we live by. And so I still have that principle. But to the younger musicians, it's a great loss, Brother Mose, because he has been able to open more doors for them in terms of the world stage, right? And by so doing, he also opened doors and knowledge about us, the Garifuna people. I remember a year he came to. Like I said, he really wanted the musicians together in the region. So we made a declaration to have him as our as an ambassador of music, and then he was given a certificate 19th day. I don't remember the year, but that was a part of that. So for me, it's a shake up, and he through him we have, like, I would say his replacement, but he has a son. Mose, I don't know if you don't hear that young boy. I don't know if you don't see it in action.
There's a video that's been going around, so I saw the video. I think of somebody shared the video. I have not shared it because, you know, we're up on YouTube, and YouTube problematic, you know, but...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but his son, man, the last time I saw her perform, I think that was at a week there, one tribute. I said, man, you the person. DNA that one good thing. You know,
undeniable.
Undeniable. So I believe he was carried through. The way he played the guitar, the way he got the vibes, the way I said, man, this is where my man passed so much, you know. So, but I got up this morning. I went back to sleep like I didn't want to sleep. You know, I'm so shaken up, but I get up, I sleep, get up this morning, I got back and sleep, and I said, let me count my blessing. I'm so blessed to have known him, so blessed to have been one of his hangout partners and hear some of his vibes in terms of his music. And one thing he used to always tell me, he wants his music to be educational. He wants his music to educate, right? And then and that's what he did, because there's this song about AIDS. It's a fun song, but it's talking about AIDS, about what happens when we are not informed, when we don't educate our population, when we don't educate our children about the sickness, right? But I like to call the song Itagali. I don't know the proper name of the song, but that's why I call it. And then we spoke about that song. So I told him, her name is Remulira, because then although it has a little sexual note to it as well, because of the education that he's doing, the message, because this girl come, nobody told her about this sickness, AIDS, right? Sandy Cedar. And the man came, he hugged her, she liked it. Aurelio, he said it too. Too late to you, my kiss her. He said it too. She loves it. Too late to Yada, loves her leg. He touches her leg. He said it too. She loves, right? He loves it. But and then he showed the man gyrating on this little girl, on this young lady, and bam, all this then the AIDS. Nobody educated her. So it's a fun song.
Yeah.
And that's the irony of Grateful song. Some of the words, if you listen to the words, you don't want to dance, but they're really festive because somebody's telling a story.
Yeah.
You know, so
Well,
great last, brother Mose.
Mr. Gwen, I really appreciate you taking the time out, taking the call, and really speaking at such a sad moment, you know, and sharing your thoughts and, you know, on where you are. Thank you for doing that, and strength and guidance, my sister.
Yes, my Richago man, my brother, from another man, a lot of love.
Love same way. All right.
God bless.
Every time. Ayo, we go to our final break, and that is what you call that had to be done. Just forget our vibes there. We got our last break, come back and wrap.
Enhanced service and faster signal.
All right, we are done for today here at Spooner's Reggae Cafe, Northfront Street, where we are located for the duration of Reef Week 2025 celebration, Mose Hyde hosting, and it continues again tomorrow morning. If we have health and strength, we'll be here at 6:30. We want to just pay respect to our sponsors. That list includes Atlantic Bank, Benny's Home Center, Central Bank of Belize, CG United, Freetown Drugstore, Port of Belize, Wildlife Conservation Society, Oceana, Marlon Castillo Quality Meats, Human Dignity Trust, Design Depot, and World Wildlife Fund. Those are our sponsors. We give thanks, and beside all the other sponsors that make WUB possible, respect is due. Remember, it's Reef Week until Friday. We are celebrating under the theme, Building Resilience from the Ridge to the Reef. As always, we have to acknowledge the crew that makes sure that everything works. Here that is Zinc. We've got Larry G and Creme Radio. At XTV, we have Alexi Belal. On location, we have our glue, Cliff Lewis. We have Director Holland Wagner, Assistant Producer Ayana Leslie, and Brick City as moral support. We again want to just thank the management of Spooner's Cafe for supporting our endeavors with Reef Week 2025. As always, stand strong, stand firm. For now, we're gone!
Wake up, believe, wake up, believe. Wake up, believe, wake up, believe. Another day is here. Wake up, believe, we gotta keep moving, na 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 na. Wake up, believe. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, believe. People believe our hopes up to needless reason. Nobody feel left out is the vibe we dealing. Let's find a solution. Yeah. Love, respect, unselfishness and cooperation. That's how we need to build a strong nation. We are the people to make the changes. We are the changes. WUB. And all the things that must be happen under God blue skies. And nothing make people get victimized. Let's work together for better. We got to unite. Belize, yeah. Wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving, na 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 na. Wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Belize. Voice of opinion and place your calling. WUB. Get up, make every day count. Don't waste it, people. Do your part, play a role, get where you need to. You can't